Hey y'all, this is a very different type of video. Back in 2018, YouTube introduced a new concept to YouTube channels known as channel memberships. Now, at first it was just for creators who had 1,000 subscribers or more, but eventually they wintered it down to everybody within the YouTube Partner Program. And I resisted creating channel memberships just simply because I didn't like the idea. I never wanted my channel to become pay for play or anything like that. Now, channel memberships started out as direct competition for Patreon, a way for subscribers and viewers to show their appreciation to their favorite content creator. And I've been asked over the years, do I have a Patreon? Folks want to say thank you monetarily. Well, I resisted that as well. And in fact, I still don't have a Patreon. But when YouTube told me that I was eligible for channel membership, I thought about it, but quickly discarded it because I still didn't like the idea. I do what I do for fun, not for monetary reward. Well, I kept getting requests and kept getting requests. How can I support you? I want to say thank you. You've helped me out in so many ways. I finally relented and decided I would activate channel memberships. And I did that in June of 2022. And the channel memberships started out as just a way to see who was interested. I figured if I got 10 members, it would be a success and I would keep doing it. Well, it's absolutely blown away my expectations. And what I found was I had inadvertently put together a group of fantastic people who have become friends. And there were so many that I went ahead and started a Facebook group for members only. And we have group chats and we swap ideas and we share designs and get design inspiration and get help from one another. And we have people from all kinds of disciplines. There are people who are really excellent with 3D printers. There are people who are really excellent with lasers. And there are people who are fantastic artists with CNC routers. And it became so much more than I ever had hoped for. And in May of 2023, we ended the first year of YouTube channel memberships. And one of my members, who is particularly artistic, he decided he wanted to make something special for me. And his name is Dwayne Ruthig. And what he made for me was this 1-inch diameter bolt. Out of maple, it's 1-inch diameter with a 2¼ inch bolt head with my logo in it. And when I got this, I thought, oh my gosh, this is really something. I mean, it just blew me away that somebody would think enough about anything I've said or done to want to do something like this. Well, that was the end of season 1 of channel membership, members only live stream. And I thought nothing of the end of season 2 of members only live streams. And Dwayne, you knocked it out of the park. You knocked it into the next park, then knocked it out of that. Because what do you do for a person you have made a nut and bolt for with a 2¼ inch head? You make them a wrench to go with it. And so that's what Dwayne did. He designed a wrench with a 2¼ inch open end and a ratchet on the other end that works. But this was going to be a big undertaking, and Dwayne knew this. And he decided he wanted to get some help. He wanted to see if he could get people to volunteer to make some of the other parts for this. And oh, brother, they did. So much so, Dwayne decided, why just make one? Let's make a second wrench for our mutual friend and friend of this channel, Bull Shanigan. Now, Bull Shanigan runs a tidy little group over on Facebook called The Make. And there's a link to it down in the description box of this video. And you've seen me mention Bull in my live streams, and you've seen him in the chat on some of my live streams. He's one heck of a asset to the CNC community, and he's all about community. So I invite you to check out The Make on Facebook. Again, the link in the description. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy this little montage I put together of photographs and video footage of all of the channel members who came together and built not one, but two ratcheting wrenches for Bull and myself with visible parts. Dwayne, you're a genius. And all the channel members who helped on this, I say thanks. But now let's sit back and check out this montage of pictures and videos sent to me by most of the people who joined in making these projects. You can tell by this exploded diagram there are a lot of parts to make and a lot of parts to ship around the country. The ratchet pawls were created by Brian Neighbor. The ratchet carrier bottom plate and top retainer plate were cut by Tony Fahd, aka the Phoenician Artisan. The reversing cam for wrench number 1 was 3D printed by Thompson. As was the reversing switch for wrench number 1. The ring gear for the ratchet mechanism for wrench number 1 was created by Bob Heltibridle. And the ring gear for wrench number 2 was cut by Dwayne Ruthig. The top and bottom halves of wrench number 1 were cut by Brooks Martin. Then the top half of that wrench was finessed for fitment of the ring gear by Dwayne Ruthig, who also did the final assembly of wrench number 1. The reversing cam and switch for wrench number 2 were 3D printed by Donavan Cummings. And the ratchet carrier were assembled by Dwayne Ruthig. Who also tested them. The final assembly was handled by Dwayne Ruthig. It was then shipped off for laser engraving to Rob Sandstrom. Wrench number 2 was then sent to Sargon Tavour for laser engraving. Meanwhile, Dwayne Ruthig was making the nut and bolt for Bull Shanigan. Both wrenches were given high-gloss, hand-polished lacquer finishes by Thompson. And Bull absolutely loved his wrench. The presentation plaques were by Jan and Kurt Bruegl. Putting together a project such as this requires a lot of logistical skills, on top of just the design and engineering skills. And there were a lot of people that came together to create these components and ship them back and forth across the country, literally. Some from Massachusetts to Southern California. Some from Virginia to Texas. Some from Wisconsin to New Jersey. And then all points in between. And it really humbles me to think that this many people could come together for a community and do something like this. I mean, especially in this day and age, it's real easy to get cynical. And you start to have your doubts about life, the universe, and everything. But every so often, you get truly blessed to meet a group of people who are selfless in word and in deed. And I say it at the end of every video, but I sincerely mean thank you to all of my channel members. You folks mean more to me than you will ever understand. More to me than you can dream. I'm constantly humbled by your selflessness, your generosity, and your willingness to jump in and help somebody when they have an issue, when they have a problem, or if they just want to show off something that they made. It's all about learning. It's never been about me. It's always been about you. And you get it. You understand. So, from me to you, my channel members, thank you. And from me to you, my channel subscribers and viewers, thank you. And I'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care.